what are your thoughts about opening a discussion in your country, in your own countries, about loosening restrictions or policies when it comes to nuclear weapons, even during the peacetime? Thanks.
Maybe I can start. I want to say that Finland does not seek to have nuclear weapons to our territory, and nor is NATO making any such plans. What we are doing at this moment in Finland is our purpose of the government is to remove legal barriers which do not exist in this form in the other Nordic countries. On nuclear weapons, the initiative to adopt the French nuclear deterrence to increase wider European security, it was positive, but Finland has not had similar discussions as some other countries who are also presented here, but we are interested to hear more because we need to strengthen European deterrence.
I think the most, and following up on what Petri just said, I think the most important thing is to build a stronger NATO and European nuclear deterrence. It is a part of our overall deterrence of Europe and NATO, and therefore from a Danish perspective, we are now doing two things at the same time. We are deepening our engagement in NATO when it comes to nuclear deterrence, and at the same time we have accepted an invitation from France when it comes to deepen our cooperation with them. And I think it's positive from a European and from a Danish perspective also to be stronger in this area, but it has to go alongside with many other capabilities and many other investments as we are doing at the same time.
Well, for Norway's part, we are not changing legislation. We don't have to. We have our clear policy. There will be no stationing on nuclear weapons in Norway. We are a member of an alliance which has a key nuclear deterrent, which was confirmed at the recent NATO summits, and that is there. The French initiative, we have not been involved in the early stages of that, but we are ready to talk to France as we develop a strategic partnership with France on defense. To hear more about how their plans are, and obviously that is something which will go on for some time, but the key thing here is not to weaken what is already the nuclear deterrent of NATO, upon which we all depend.
Yes, Canada does not seek nuclear weapons. There's no change in policy there. We, as others do, benefit from our membership of NATO, an alliance which does have a nuclear deterrent at its heart, as you know. I'll make two final comments. One is commend President Macron's initiative to provide a layered element to that deterrence. The modalities and the breadth of that, of course, to be worked out, but we commend that initiative from a NATO perspective, from a European security perspective. It's not directly affecting Canada. And then the last thing, which is not nuclear per se, but I just underscore in terms of the changing threat environment, the risk to Canada from new missile systems, hypersonic missiles and others, is necessitating big investments, including in over-the-horizon radar and beyond, in order to have a deterrence there.
Yeah, and I can easily echo what Mette Fredriksson just said, that we stand fully behind the NATO's common nuclear deterrence. We have no plans at all to change our own doctrine regarding nuclear weapons, and that does not exclude in any way our future potential cooperation with France when we now initiate this dialogue with France.
Yeah, on Iceland's part, we don't see any changes coming up. We only just recently said yes to nuclear-powered submarine stocking in our waters. That was a big step for us. So, I mean, we are still under our ongoing strong partners of NATO, and we don't see any changes to that nuclear umbrella.
Look, the biggest security threat, physical security threat in the Arctic is Russia. And there are various aspects of that. There are other layered threats in there, but first and foremost, and consistent with many of the other aspects of of NATO security development is, unfortunately, it is a common threat, and that is the case in the Arctic. First point. Second, I just underscore that it is welcome, arguably overdue, but welcome, that now NATO is focusing increasingly on Arctic security, and Arctic Sentry obviously is a manifestation of that. It needs to be fully developed, and what you're hearing from all of us is the commitment in order to do that.
That's a NATO exercise being led for the circumstances in that part of the Arctic. And now we are also developing capacities tailored to the challenges in broader parts of the Arctic. So this is the right thing to go. You don't need the same response at every place, but I agree with Prime Minister Carney that Russia is a defining threat. On the longer horizon, you can see China, you can see other dimensions, and we should, prepare in time for that.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download MetroTV Extend sekarang.